Pretty much anything dealing with interest rates is going to involve your credit getting checked. And so that means our credit got to be in good standing, okay? Because we ain't going out like that. Welcome back to our beautiful channel where we discuss motherhood, entrepreneurship, and financially leveling up, ladies and gentlemen. So if you love to talk about these topics, remember to subscribe to join the tribe. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into it, honey. So as an accountant, the first thing I get asked a lot of times, believe it or not, is ways to improve your credit score. But before we get into the tips and tricks on how to improve your credit score, first, you guys gotta know what is credit and why is it so important. In layman's terms, credit is essentially trust that I'm gonna give you money and you're gonna pay me back. In most cases, credit is one of the most essential factors for securing high value items, especially when you don't have cash on hand, such as cars, houses. Pretty much anything dealing with interest rates is going to involve your credit getting checked. And so that means our credit got to be in good standing, okay? Because we ain't going out like that. And another thing, I personally know a lot of accountants, and I myself, who have had their credit checked in order to get a full-time position. For me, it was to get a full-time position, becoming an auditor and also a senior accountant. Okay, now for step number 2, which is to keep your credit utilization rate low. Credit card utilization rate is essentially how much credit you are using divided by the total amount of credit that you have for that account or in total combined. With that being said, there's 2 types of credit utilizations that you can have at a time, at least 2, I should say. That's your individual credit card. So let's say, for instance, you have a card at Saks Fifth Avenue, or you have a card at the Children's Place, or you have a card at your local bank, something of that sense. All these credit cards have their own utilization rates. So essentially, each card in its individual self should have utilization rate below a certain amount. In total, those cards should also have utilization rates below a set amount. Now, if you research what that utilization rate is, typically people would say that utilization rate is about 30%. But see, between me and you, we're not doing 30%. No. We're not doing 30%. Our tribe is going to lower that credit utilization rate to 7%. Why 7%? If you get each individual card to a utilization rate of no more than 7%, and in total get all of your credit cards to a utilization rate of below 7% max, you're looking at real level up to the tier in your credit score when it's reported the following month. So now for a fun little math problem, because everybody loves math just like me, so I'm alone. Let's say you have $10,000 as your credit limit for one of your credit cards. 7% of that would mean you're only using $700 of your total $10,000 credit limit each credit statement, which is essentially each month. That's in comparison to using 30% of your $10,000 limit, which is about $3,000 each credit statement. Tribe, y'all keeping up with me? If you are, comment level up in the comment section below so I know we here, okay? Now for step number 3, which is not to apply for multiple credit cards all in the same year. To be honest, I would say don't apply for multiple credit cards even within 2 years. So let's say you need a credit card, right? And you don't have one already, or you just want a new one and a better one. You should only be applying for one credit card every 2 years. They say on average just about 1 year, but we say 2 because every single time you apply for a credit card, a hard inquiry gets hit to your credit score. Those hard inquiries don't just fall off in 30 days. They last an average of 2 years to your credit score. Every time someone pulls up your credit score, they're going to see those hard inquiries. Now, let's say I'm a creditor and I see these multiple hard inquiries hitting your credit report in a matter of 2 years. That lets me know that you're heavily shopping for credit. You're not coming to me to shop for the same credit that you couldn't get all those other places. I ain't going out like that. Now, step 4 has to be by far my favorite step in this whole process because it gets to that generational wealth that I need to build for my little newbie and all my other children and my other family members as time progresses. And that is to become an authorized user. Guys, can we talk? This has to be single-handedly the easiest step in all of this process to increase your credit score by so much. Being an authorized user means that you can use someone else's credit in your name. All that great history is going to get transferred over to you and it's going to apply to your credit card history as well, which means as that person levels up, so do you. To become an authorized user, primary credit card holder just has to go to their credit facility. It just needs to inquire about how can I add someone additional to my credit card as an authorized user. Now, I will say that not all credit cards do have this option for authorized user. Some credit cards would prefer for you guys to create a joint account, whether that be with your husband or with your boyfriend or whatever the such case may be. They would prefer for you guys to create a brand new credit card together, a joint account, instead of combining the credit history of your credit card that you've had individually to another person's account. Now, while you won't be able to make the same changes that a primary credit card holder would be able to make, you will be able to accept all of that exceptional credit. Yes. Bring that credit in to your field so that your credit card could rack up those points. Now, once these changes are made, it takes roughly 2 months or 60 days to see this reflected on your credit history. So if you're the person adding someone to your account as an authorized user, I'm here, we got so please make sure you are comfortable adding this person to your account as an authorized user. Once you add this person as an authorized user, anything and everything that they do with that credit card and their name will be reflected on your credit score and his credit score or her credit score as well. Okay, step number 5 along this mission is to make sure you're doubling down on your payments every month. Now, what is that? Now, I understand some of us might find it difficult to pay off all of your balances for your credit cards all in 1 month. Be sure to comment real struggle below in the comment section if you too find it difficult to pay off all of your credit balances all in 1 month. Although this may be the case that we can't pay off all of the balances all in 1 month, doubling down at least allows you to pay 2 times your minimum amount of payment due so that you can decrease what is owed to any creditor institution by 2 times the rate compared to only paying the minimum balance. A cool trick to know what that amount might be to decrease the amount of time it takes you to pay off that credit card bill is to get a copy of your monthly statements for one of the credit cards that you need to double down on. And in the statement, it would tell you minimum payment due and how long it would take you to pay off balance with the minimum payment. But then right below it, it would also tell you what your payment should be if you want to decrease the payment in a lower amount of time. And this is significantly lower sometimes compared to what the minimum payment will help you decrease your balance to be. I've seen over the time that it's been maybe 3 or 4 years or maybe 8 years. If you pay this amount, this is how long it's going to take you to decrease your credit card amount owed to 0. This is the perfect segue into step number 6, which is to make sure you are always paying at least your minimum amount due, or for some bills, it might be the total amount due for all your bills, regardless if it's a credit card or not. So this is truly the most fundamental step that you can do to improving your credit score. I did start with this tip because it's literally a marathon race. You're going to be doing this for literally the rest of your adult life. So for step number 7, that is disputing any errors or any problems that you notice on your credit reports that's not true or should not be there. Let's say you find some errors in spelling or in your address or in overall payment history and you know you paid that bill but it's not being recorded as such. There is an option for you to directly dispute those claims on your credit history report so that you can ensure that the credit that's being reported accurately reflects what you have have and what you have not been doing. I suggest if you're going to go this route to dispute an error, you should definitely make sure you're getting a copy of your credit report from each credit reporting bureau. Remember, you're entitled to one free credit report from each credit bureau, a detailed credit report where you can see all of the transactions that's hitting your account. If you need to, scroll through the description section where I'll put all of the links where you can find information on contacting each credit bureau to receive your free credit report. Now, once you identify all errors that's populating on your credit history report, depending on the errors, you want to reach out to those companies to ensure that whatever is not corrected that they reported is corrected within the following month so that they can report that correction on your credit history. Most times, the error can be resolved right here, which means stop is finito, finished, and done. Woo! This was a journey, but we're almost at the end now for step 8, which is negotiating collection. If you got to this point, that means that one bill, or 2 or 3 or 4, hopefully not 4, have slipped through the cracks and not been paid on time. No worries, a lot of people have been there before, and I assure you there is a way out of this mess. The first step to ending this mess is to contact the collection agency. Yes, do not screen their calls because they will keep on calling and eventually it will hit that credit score, and that's not what we want. You want to work out a deal. Actually, this is when your negotiation hat comes in. Most times, if you're honest and you're upfront with what you can afford and what you can't afford, they're going to make sure that they get a deal to you where they can at least get some of the collection on whatever bill is outstanding, because some money is better than no money, okay? And they know that. They know that. This may mean paying half or even a very small portion of it. It all just depends. And in some cases, they may not be lenient and they might actually make you pay for it in total. Whatever the case may be, whatever agreement that you guys come up with and you come to, you want to make sure that you get that in writing. Every single step here has been get everything in writing. And that's what your proof is. It validates your claim and it makes sure that everyone in the game, every single player in this game is doing the right thing that they're supposed to do to make sure your credit isn't affected in any way. Okay guys, so we've made it to the end of this video, and if you've made it to the end of this video with me, thank you. I love you. Congrats. You're leveling up. Everything good is about to happen to you. I hope you found these tips very helpful. I absolutely love the conversations that we have in the comment section, and I love conversing with you guys because you give me energy. I promise you do. So please let me know what tips and tricks helped you the most in the comment section below, or comment any additional questions you might have, or just to say hi because I love you. I love you. I love you. Until next time.